Family, look, hold on, wait. Look, we know it's been a minute. We're back. We got some exciting news for y'all, so let's get straight to it. Let's jump in, strap your seatbelts in, and let's go. Come on.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Jack Posey.
Ahmad Jack.
And this is the Accountability Call.
Let's get it. Come on.
So, like Ahmad said, it's been a little bit. We were supposed to come out with an episode on Friday to let you know how our weeks went. Their normal 3-2-1 goal-setting formula, whatever you want to call it. And Ahmad and I, we made our 3-2-1s for last week. If you guys don't know what that was, it used to be 3 goals, 2 habits, and then 1 for 1. 1 bad habit out, 1 good habit in. And this was something that Ahmad and I did for a long time on this podcast / YouTube series and with ourselves just in our accountability calls in the morning. And we had some interesting conversations with one of our mentors that kind of changed the way we are looking at the way we want to set goals and the way we want to set our habits. And we kind of have a new outlook on the importance of habit versus goal. So in today's episode, we're going to share with you what we will be doing from now on going forward, what our plans are, but also kind of giving you guys an insight to what we're doing. So before we get ahead of that, this is episode 32 of the Accountability Call. Please, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, turn on the post notifications, do all 4 of them, do one of the 4 of them. We appreciate anything. So make sure you remember to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the post notifications at the end of this video. And if you're also interested in finding out more content, getting some more advice, if you want to be a part of our book club, if you want to see smaller snippets of this, you can follow us on our LinkedIn. Just look up the Accountability Call on LinkedIn, or you can follow us on our Instagram, which is at @the_accountability_call. And if you follow us on there, you'll get our weekly book club recommendations where we recommend books, movies, documentaries, other podcasts, other venues of growth that Ahmad and I have either watched or read or listened to that we really enjoy. So you guys can enjoy as well and continue to grow as well. Or if you want to watch our little videos or smaller segments from these types of videos right here, follow us on our Instagram where we post smaller little segments and reels, about 30 seconds to sometimes a minute long. So it's just a quick way for you guys to consume growth content. But now let's hop into the episode 32. Before we get going, Ahmad, tell the people who you are.
Who is Ahmad Jack? I would say Ahmad Jack is an individual that's looking always to get better. Always to get better, whether it's in the classroom, whether it's on the field. I'm always trying to take that next step. And that was something that was big for us this past week. So that was kind of hint to who I am and what happened this past week. So who is Jack Posey?
Jack Posey is similar to Ahmad Jack, somebody who's always trying to continuously grow and continuously get better, but someone who's also always trying to surround himself with other people with a growth mindset as well. I've been lucky enough to meet you, Ahmad, lucky enough to have these conversations with somebody who is also very growth oriented in his goals and personality and just in yourself. But I'm always looking to surround myself with people like you, people like myself, because I feel like that's where the most growth happens, when you're having those conversations with other people who don't necessarily think the same, but are on the same path of growth as you. So
same way.
That is Jack Posey.
Yeah, bet that. Cool. Let's jump straight into it because I'm excited. I feel like the viewers want to know what happened while we was MIA. So if you're ready to do it, I'm ready to do it.
Hey, let's hop straight into it.
All right, cool. So for all the viewers, right? Which y'all know, we've been doing these 3-2-1s for a minute now. Ever since we started, we've had a 3-2-1, right? And Jack and I, believe it or not, how long have we been doing the accountability call? 2 months now?
Yeah, we started in I think November 1st was the first episode. So we've been going for 2 months, almost exactly.
Okay. So let's put something in perspective for the viewers, right? Jack and I, how long do you think we have done these 3-2-1s? Like, it's been over a year, I feel like.
Man, I think we started in like April. So April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 9 months.
9 months,
We've been doing this.
right? So Jack and I have been doing this faithfully every week for 9 months, and it's
Oh,
worked.
that's crazy. We've been doing this for 9 months.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's what 9 times 4 is 6, like that. So we've been doing this for 36 weeks straight, though, right? So for 36 weeks, it has worked for us, right? We've made huge steps day in and day out, right? But now for us, we had felt, at least I had felt like we kind of peaked in a sense. You know, there was a roadblock that we couldn't get past, right? And so when we had this call with our performance coach, our mental performance coach, he told us, how can we work around it? How can we, try and break through? Um, and some of those breakthroughs that he gave us was a lot about habit, right? Not so much goal oriented every week and like every day in, day out, but it was habit oriented day in and day out. So it was like, wait a minute. We was kind of feeling the same way. We talked. We had actually talked a week before we had this call. Remember when we talked about, we kind of felt like our habits were switching too much.
Yeah. We what's it called? One of the things we had realized was, like Ahmad said, every time we do a 3-2-1, we'd come with 3 different goals. We'd have 2 different habits than from the week before, and then a 1-for-1 would kind of be consistent here and there, but it was really changing a bunch. And like Ahmad saying, like you can't really form a habit in a week, right? Like you can start a habit in a week, but it's not going to stick and be permanent, which is what Ahmad and I are trying to do. And so we hit this roadblock, like Ahmad was saying. Like the goals we were accomplishing were good, but the lessons we were trying to instill into our life, into a daily, consistent basis, weren't sticking.
Yeah, they were like weekly lessons, where it'd be fresh in your mind one week, next week a whole another lesson, and that's cool and all, but that was kind of where we capped, where we couldn't go. We felt like we were stuck. So when we had this call with our coach, he said, "Hey, more habits, but not only more habits, but longer, right? Keep those habits longer." And so we understood that, okay, you know what? The 3-2-1s worked. They worked beautifully. They worked to a T for us for 9 months. Now it's just something that we have to make an adjustment so that we can get to that next level. We have to make some type of, if you don't get anything from this accountability call, I'm going to tell you right now, this is what I want you to understand. It's all about making the adjustment, right? If you go out and you try and you fail, okay, now go out and make an adjustment and then try it again, right?
And even to that point, if you go out, you try, and you succeed, and you realize you could succeed even more, maybe you have to try something new. This is what Ahmad and I are trying. Because like he said, we had 9 months of the 3-2-1 where it worked great for us. We were getting a lot done. We had, elevated our game to a new level, just in our mentality about going week to week. Then we kind of, like Ahmad said, we hit that cap, right? We hit that, we peaked at that mentality. So what he's been, saying is now with our coach and what he kind of told us, we had to level up again. And even if you're succeeding, if you fail, right, like Ahmad said, now you can learn, you make the adjustment so you can succeed. But if you succeed and the result you're getting is good, but it's not good enough, you can always still make the adjustment.
Yeah. So it was all about making the adjustment. And, I feel like we definitely could have stayed with the 3-2-1s, right? And we would have been comfortable, right? But the journey Jack and I are on, the ambitions and the goals that we have, they don't allow you to be comfortable, right? So we had to switch up 3-2-1s, and we came up with. You want to introduce it? Because I said we still don't have a name for it. This call was literally maybe 2 days ago, and we still don't have a name for it. So go ahead if you want to introduce it, Jack.
Yeah, sure. So it's funny. We had our 3-2-1 goal planning formula, whatever you want to call it, goal planning structure. And so keeping consistent with the theme of the 3-2-1, I kind of like it because it's counting down to like that go, counting down to the end, which is kind of like counting down to your end goals, or that 0 when the whistle blows, the game's over. But the 3-2-1 we're going with from now on, instead of being a week by week, I guess, structure, it's going to be over a month. Okay, so what that's going to look like is instead of having 3 goals, 2 habits, and 1 for 1, 1 bad habit out, 1 good habit in, we're going to go with, we're going to try to put in, or we're going to put in 3 habits. So we want 3 good habits in for the month, 2 bad habits out for the month, and then we're going to have 1 goal for the entire month. So totally kind of reverse it, flip it upside down from what we did before, where it was 3 main goals, 2 good habits, and kick 1 bad habit out. Like that was before. Now it's 3 habits, 3 good habits in, 2 bad habits out, and 1 main goal that we want to accomplish for the month. So what you guys can expect going forward, instead of our episodes on Mondays and Fridays, you guys will get episodes on the 1st of the month and the last of the month. So whether that be 28th, it's a leap year. I don't know if it's a leap year. I think this year was a leap year, but the 28th, the 30th, or the 31st. And hey, I think last year, yeah. So last year's leap year. So in 4 years, you guys will get an episode on the 29th.
Yeah.
But that is the structure. Like Ahmad said, we don't have a name for it yet. But Ahmad, why don't you explain the importance of habit over goals? Because I know that was an interesting conversation we had, and there were some really good points, and that's why we made this change, because of the difference between being goal oriented and habit oriented. So why don't you explain that?
So, first, let me say this, right? I think you told me this, it takes 21 days to make a habit, right? So for all the viewers, that's kind of why we picked a month, right? 21 days, whatever, how many, 28, 29, whatever, right? So habit versus goal oriented, right? I would say this, goal oriented can only get you so far, right? It can only get you to that next goal, right? But habit oriented is like this. It's like, Jack, give me a habit. A habit that, here, I got one for you. Stick work, right? You want to hit stick work every week. For all you viewers that don't know, Jack is a lacrosse player, right? So he wants to hit stick work. Go ahead, say something so they can hear you, or so they can see you.
Yeah, I play lacrosse.
Yeah. So basically, Jack wants to do, as a habit, stick work every day, every week, right? And that's a good habit, right? But as a goal, if he were to, I said, man, I want to do stick work every week this day. Cool. So then what's your goal next week? You see how there's a disconnect, how it changes, how habit is constant and stick work or goals are on and off, right? And so, like I said, like the on and off, it worked for us. I have no negative things to say about the 3-2-1s. It works, right? But now that we are at that level where we've capped, now we have to, okay, more consistent. It's like I said, like rehab. Not that I've been to rehab or nothing like that, or like the concept of it, where you slowly come off, and then you're completely off, right? And that's the exact kind of thing for us. We had to slowly come off of our old, 3-2-1s, our chilling around all day, eating Chick-fil-A and stuff. Off of that, right? And then now we're on to our habits, right? So that's kind of how I see habits versus goals. In a sense, it's all about making an adjustment and still trying to figure out a way, right? And let's be completely honest, like if it doesn't work, what are we gonna do, Jack? If it doesn't work, what are we gonna do?
We're either going to figure something else out, or we'll go back and make an adjustment and try to work the 3-2-1s to the old 3-2-1, right? And maybe be better in the way we make our goals so it's more consistent, or something like that. But yeah, like Ahmad said, it's all about trial and error. And to your point, I think when we were goal oriented, it was very, like you said, nearsighted focus, like one weekend and then the next week your goal changes, right? And the focus of the week was usually let's hit the goals, and okay, I got to make sure I get the habits in, and man, I can't do that one thing I said I would in the 1-for-1, right? Like that was kind of the mentality, like a top down, like I need to hit these 3 goals. And then what we're doing for the new 3-2-1 with the 3 good habits, 2 bad habits out, and then the 1 goal, I think it reflects life pretty closely. and the fact that we all have that one or two big goals that we have, right? Like whether you want to play professional sports or whether you want to be a CEO of a big time company, whether you want to start your own company, whether, you want to be an author or anything like that, right? We all have that kind of one big goal that we're all aiming for. And that's why we have that one goal for the month, right? Because it kind of reflects life on a very smaller scale where we still have that singular goal we're working towards. And we also are building up these habits. So when we try to go to our, not only our monthly goal, but our bigger goals that are way further down the road, these habits are what we need to do to get there. So we kind of felt that this was a better reflection of life, and kind of like that consistent like process type mentality where you're going to
next step for us.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's the next step. But like, obviously, we're not saying setting goals is bad. Like setting goals is great. It keeps you determined, keeps you driven. But to level up, to take that next step, making habits consistent and just being able to fall back on those habits is super important. Because I know Ahmad and I had great habits we put in our old 3-2-1s that for like 2 or 3 weeks we do hands down, it wouldn't be a problem at all. And then maybe like a week later, like we'd stop doing it.
Yeah.
And then Ahmad and I would be on the phone going like, Ahmad, how many times did we like say like, man, I need to start stretching again? Or, man, like I should really start yoga back up.
Yeah. All the time, bro. It's funny how it happens. Goals I would say this, goals are like, when you're like first getting into something and you're going, hitting whatever it is, whether it's like mentally, maybe you're banging out like reading books or math problems or something like that, but you're going, and then now you start to slow down, all the way till you stop, and it's like, well, I don't need that anymore. And then a week later, I need to stretch. That was like our goals for us, right? So now that we kind of implement these habits, now it's like I said before, it's constant. It's always in there. It's always stretch today. Okay. Oh yeah, stretch today. Okay, stretch tomorrow. Okay. Stretch the next day, and it just keeps going. So yeah.
I really think it's a lot of the like that get better 1% or get 1% better every day kind of mentality too. Like if we stay consistent and make these habits, it's more of like, instead of saying, hey, I accomplished this, I did that, I did this, it's you get 1% better every day. And then after all of these after like we've implemented all these habits into our life for, let's just say, a year, and we'll share on January 1st, the first day of the new year, Ahmad and I will share with you guys what our new 3-2-1s are. But after we follow through with all the things that we made actually this morning, in a year, we'll be such better people, such better athletes, such better, citizens, and just, like I said, people in general, from the habits we're doing. And by making ourselves better, it's going to give us a better opportunity to achieve our goals, to achieve in whatever setting we step into and just be successful. So I'm really excited for this. I know Ahmad is as well. I know our mentor is too, our coach. Shout out Coach Allen. He's awesome. He's the man.
Man himself.
But I'm really looking forward to, and it's funny this lines up with the new year. I just want to make this one quick point. Because a lot of people think once the new year hits, you have to set all these new goals, change your life dramatically if you want to accomplish and you'll be successful for the year. And I really don't think that's the truth at all. I think it's important to continue to grow always.
Yeah.
And the transition from December to January is the same to me as the transition of like March to April, right? Like it's just another month, like flipping. And if you hype it up too much, then like you said, yeah, you'll be going for a little bit, but eventually you're just going to like die off.
Yeah.
So I don't want you guys to get this confused with, it's a new year. Ahmad and I want to do something new because it's trendy and all that kind of stuff. Like it just so happened that this lined up at the same time.
It was just perfect time. One other thing I wanted to say before we wrap up with our PS quotes, if the 3-2-1s are working for you, don't switch it up. Don't. If it's working for you, what's the saying? If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yep.
If it's working for you as an individual, as whoever, maybe you have accountability partner at your house, don't try and switch it up, right? Only switch. Jack and I have only switched it up because the 3-2-1s haven't been working, right? So understand that just because we do it doesn't necessarily mean that it'll work for you to switch up now. Maybe another 7 months. Then it's like, whoa, okay, now I understand the wall that Ahmad and Jack have hit. Maybe I should do exactly what they did in episode 32, right? Maybe then it'll have some relevance to you. But right now, if it's working, don't fix it if it's not broken. So,
yeah, Ahmad and I do this. It's kind of like a guideline for growth, right? Now, you don't have to listen to a thing we say. And the reason why we're doing these podcasts is because we found that the journey we're on, there's a lot of really interesting lessons. And we want to share them with you guys so you can learn them and maybe learn something from us so you don't have to go through the same lesson. But yeah, like Ahmad said, if it's working for you, great. What we say, we share with you guys just so you, like I said, you have that guideline for growth. But let's finish out strong. Let's hit these PS quotes and call it a day for episode 32.
Let's do it. All right.
Oh, and also, real quick, we have a special guest coming on tomorrow. Yep. So super pumped, super excited to have him on. A collegiate baseball player. Can't wait. Someone we've met through our mentor, Coach Allen. It's going to be an awesome talk. So stay tuned for tomorrow.
Yeah, big time.
Let's finish.
All right. Do you want to go first or me? Because I got a pretty solid one.
I'll go first then.
All right.
I don't have to follow that up. So, not a quote, but a theory from Think and Grow Rich. This is the book Ahmad and I are currently reading together. And it's in chapter 5, and this idea comes up, and I kind of summarize it. So my summary from what I read was, when you can see opportunity, opportunity can see you. Whoa. So what does that mean?
Hold on. I got to write that one down. Say that again.
I said, when you can see opportunity, opportunity can see you. And what that means is the second you can start to see, yourself as, let's say, like I mentioned earlier, an author, or you can see yourself as a business professional or a starter, or if you're switching sports, if you can see yourself as, let's say, I want to play football, I can see myself as a football player. Opportunity is going to start finding me and be, okay, this guy wants to be a football player, or this guy wants to be an author. And like, if you want to be an author, maybe you start, going down that path. Like, 3 people who know authors or publishers, and that opportunity is going to come and find you. So the second you can see opportunity, opportunity is going to see you.
Yeah, that. And I like that quote. So mine was actually, I found it when you were first talking, and it was crazy because I just opened up, went through a page, and it was like, boom, stuck out to me. So in honor of us talking about habit, my quote is, success and failure are largely results of habit. I kid you not, family. Look, I literally just opened this book, looked at the first thing I had underlined. I don't know if you guys can see this. First thing I had underlined, and it says, success and failure are largely results of habit, right? So change up your habits, make your habits work for you, and you'll be where you want to be at. So,
well, thank you guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. We appreciate it. We appreciate you. Follow us on LinkedIn. Follow us on Instagram. The links are in our header. They're going to be down below. So click on them, follow us for weekly updates and all that kind of stuff. But once again, from episode 32 in the Accountability Call, thank you. My name is Jack Posey.
Ahmad Jack.
And this is the Accountability Call.
We'll catch y'all in the next one, family.
Special guest next episode. Stay tuned.
Big time.